Whirring tree frogs are a species of tree frog found in eastern Australia. They're mostly found in New South Wales, but we knew of an outlying population up in Cairns, and we knew that population was going to be split into a second species. Finally, the paper came out early in 2025, and we noticed it didn't say 2 species, it said it was splitting into 3 species. What? We didn't even know about this third species, so as we read through the paper, we realised it was a species in Eungella National Park, which is in the Mackay hinterland. That's not that far from Bundy, only 8-hour drive north. So we did some research of where we would find this frog. It was super isolated. It's only known from 1 square kilometre range. And we decided we'd better go see this frog. And so Jono came, picked me up, and off we went to Eungella.
Driving a long way. Arrived at Eungella National Park. It's about probably 7:45 at night, and the frogs are chorusing quite well. Great barred frogs, southern horned-eyed tree frogs.
We started our walk, and it wasn't long before we started finding things. Philurus nephthys, the Eungella leaf-tailed gecko. We found heaps of them through this area.
Not a bad start, hey Jono?
The track was littered with great barred frogs, Myxophes fasciculatus. We spent a while photographing the Eungella leaf-tailed geckos. There were just so many. Philurus geckos are known for their endemism and their narrow ranges. This is one of the ones with the biggest range in Queensland. It was about a 1.5 kilometre walk down to the creek where we were expecting to find this frog in vegetation on the sides. But by the time we got to the creek, there was hardly anything cooling except the odd Eungella tinker frog, another beautiful endemic species to this national park. However, we didn't spend any time looking for the tinker frogs, we spent our time looking for the whirring treefrog. While we were walking up the creek, we spotted this crayfish bumbling along the bank. We were really excited to see that because that is a rarely photographed Eungella spiny crayfish, critically endangered, a high altitude, narrow ranged endemic. We'd reached a point in the creek where we couldn't go much further, and as I turned around to head back, I eye-shined another frog, and this turned out to be an unexpected find. It was the Eungella day frog. And what's special about these frogs is that in about 1985 they went extinct from the high altitudes of their range, and by 1999 they were listed as critically endangered with only low-lying populations left. But we spotted this one at 990 metres, They're not often found above 600 metres. So this was an exciting find. It could mark the return of these frogs to their original habitat. Not finding the whirring tree frog in the creek, we decided to head back up to where we heard frogs calling in the forest. So we wandered back up through the leech-riddled forest, and by the time we got there, the frogs had stopped calling. We couldn't hear the southern orange-eyed tree frogs anymore, but we remembered where we thought they were, and we followed this little tributary to the edge of the forest, and we heard one whirring tree frog. Just one. And we knew we were on the right track now.
Yeah, over here
too. This is definitely where the orange-eyed tree frogs were calling from. They were in amplexus everywhere at this pond. We could still hear the odd striped marsh frog calling. Our whirring tree frog was being suspiciously quiet now though. But we know there's one here.
Chorus.
It was about now that I spotted some eye shine in the reeds, and I had my suspicions that we'd found our target. There it is. The Eungella Whirring Treefrog, Rawlinsonia eungellensis, a newly described species, could be listed as critically endangered. What a beautiful frog. It was worth the effort. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning by this stage. Returned to camp, probably by 2 a.m, covered in leech bites, super hungry, but happy campers.